Howdy and welcome back. This is Casey, and this is my Let's Play of Direwolf 20's mod pack. My tunnel board is about ready to finish this run, and I've been running it just a little bit since the last time I talked with you. Cleared out this little bit of a room. Did a couple of small changes. I added another barrel here for Marvel. Moved the chest back one and upgraded it to a iron chest. And because I moved the chest backwards one, I had enough room to run the blue electric power constantly to the ceiling up there. So if you decide for whatever reason to copy that design, I would recommend doing that. Okay, for today's project, I'm going to work on some scaffolding for the frame vessel that I will be making. And to do that, I'm actually going to make scaffolding from Industrial Craft 2. Scaffolding is a very useful block. This machine, on a tangent, is a sawmill from thermal expansion. It turns one block of wood into 6 planks, plus it gives you a sawdust which can then be crafted into a brick, 9 of those, and cooked in a furnace to produce 1 charcoal, which is very handy. But anyway, scaffolding. So scaffolding is from Industrial Craft 2, and it lets you make temporary structures so that that are easy to climb as well as easy to disassemble when you're done with them. Here's a stack of them for now. I'll show you how they work. You place them on the ground, then as you place more, it builds up or out. And they can only go so far, supporting their own weight. I believe 2 out is the farthest they will go. But whenever you remove the source block, they all remove. So that makes them extremely good for their intended project, for their intended use of scaffolding material to build your large structures around, especially when you can't fly. Another useful thing is they act like ladders, so you can climb up the sides of them. And a third thing that I like using them for is to make a scaffolding frame around what I'm planning on making, because it's a cinch to remove afterwards, as well as it gives you a good idea of your scale and everything involved. So I'm going to go outside and actually sleep until day, go outside and start the scaffolding for what I intend to be my Red Power 2 frame boat. Okay, I haven't actually tried this too much underwater with scaffolding, but in theory I should just be able to place it on the bottom of the water source and build up and place it just as normal. Then when I get down here, remove the sand if I want to, and make the outline of my structure with scaffolding, and that'll actually keep the water from flowing back in as I start removing the water. I think instead of actually draining out this entire harbor, which is a bit ambitious, I think I will just make a outline of my vessel and come back with you when I have a rough outline done. Welcome back. I've got about a third of it done. I ran out of scaffolding, so I sawmilled a lot more wood and created a lot more scaffolding. Something else I've been doing is purposely hitting the leaves with my electric chainsaw that I made off camera. Whenever you hit leaves with a chainsaw, it acts like a shear, and it will give you a leaf block. Once I get all of the scaffolding sides done, and these are top 4 layers are scaffolding, the bottom 4 layers will be cobblestone. But once I get all those done, I will fill in the interior with leaves, which will then decay after a moment, so that I can empty the water that way. I'm going to get back to placing scaffolding, and I will get back with you once I've made more progress. Here's a good example of how I'm using the leaf blocks to remove the water from inside of this, what will be a dry dock. Basically, I built out as far as I could with the scaffolding, and then I fill in the rest of the way with leaf blocks. And then I can remove the leaf blocks from the level previous with a chainsaw very quickly. I will get back to you once I've got more of the dry dock dry. Through the magic of editing, after a little bit of time, just work that line forward and clear out the water. I'll probably leave the bottom layer of leaves on just for now, mostly just so that I don't fall off as easily, but I'll probably cut it off here. It's a little bit short and not too much interesting, but that prepares me quite well for actually building the hull of the ship next episode. So, thank you, and see you next episode when I fill up this dry dock with a ship hull. See you then.